welcome to the Deep Dive podcast with me, Zeus. I hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to be talking about a few things that pique my interest, but firstly, we're going to be talking about the thing that I think most people are talking about, and that's the Manchester City's hearing for the 115 charges that has begun today, effectively, as we're recording this, because I'm recording this on Monday morning. Apparently, they have 115 charges, alleged breaches of the Premier League's FFP rules, or the Financial Fair Play rules, which starts today. They have been apparently charged with stuff that have happened between 2009 and 2018, which is funny how the Premier League never noticed they had that before, but, you could also probably equally say that the Premier League has just been completely incompetent. And that's the thing. If Man City get found guilty of their 115 alleged breaches, you could also just say, well, the Premier League is also fucked up. So can we just also charge them? I'd 100% say you should, or at least take them to court over it, because teams have probably gotten relegated for this. But Pep Guardiola said about the entire thing, it starts soon, hopefully finishes soon. I'm looking forward to the decision. I'm happy it's starting on Monday. I know there will be more rumours, new specialists about the sentences. We're going to see. I know what people are looking forward to, what they expect. I know what I need for many, many years. For many, many years. Everybody is innocent until guilt is proven. So we will see. I mean, I agree with Pep Guardiola there. I'm pretty sure you're innocent until proven guilty. Unless you're that guy in America who has the tattoos all over his face, he decided to kill people and smile throughout the entire thing. Pretty sure he was guilty before even being proven guilty, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I mean for the league. Dear, it's going to be hard to predict that. If they're found guilty of their 115 charges, but you may be asking yourself, wait, what are the 115 charges that they have? Well, it's 54 charges of alleged failure to provide accurate financial information between the 2009-2010 seasons and the 2017 to 2018 seasons. Between those two periods, 14 charges of failure to provide accurate details for the same period, 5 counts of failure to comply with UEFA rules, including FFP or Financial Fair Play rules, between the 2013-14 season and 2017-2018 seasons. 7 breaches of Premier League PSR rules, the Profit and Sustainability rules. I don't know why they had to put PSR rules, because literally the word rules is in PSR. Pretty sure. I'm just going to double check. It stands for Profit and Sustainability Rule. So, okay. Oh, Payment Systems Regulator. Oh, okay. I guess I'm wrong. I thought it was Product and Sustainability Rules. Product Systems Regulator. There we are. I guess. I don't entirely know. But yeah, apparently they breached 7 of those between 2015 and 16 seasons and 17 to 2018 seasons. 35 failure to cooperate with the Premier League investigation between December 2018 and February 2023. Apparently it'll take 10 weeks. And the verdict, well, yeah, that might be a bit weird. Because I think from a non-biased point of view, so I could say this because I have no affiliation with Man City, I'm not a Man City fan, all I do is just use the team on Football Manager to prove a point in the Premier League, basically, because it's the best team in the Premier League according to Football Manager. It's not because I care, but it's also the team with the most money, so, win-win either way for me. It means it's easier for me to get players in. But from a non-biased point of view, and I could say this not being a Man City fan, I'm fairly certain that in regards to anything, they're probably just going to get a fine, which is pretty much nothing to them. I'm pretty sure that's all that's going to happen. Mainly because, I know Everton last season got deducted, was it 12 points in total, then got reduced to 8 or 6 or something like that for PSR rules or profit and FFP rules even for breaching those. But they actually openly admitted it, showed them the paperwork, it's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But we have a stadium that we're building as well, which is horseshit. They should have just had the 12 points. But then Nottingham Forest had the same thing, and then they're like, oh yeah, but we just signed a lot of players, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like Everton had 12 points deducted to 8 or 6, and Nottingham Forest had just 4-point deduction. I'm thinking, well, why isn't it 6? Or why isn't it 12? It's so weird. I still think Nottingham Forest should be due another 2 points, in my personal opinion. Just keep it fair. Just say, hey, it's 6 points per breach, or whatever it is, 6 or 4 points, I guess, in Everton's case. If it's 8 points they got charged. 4 points for each breach, which I guess is fair then if Nottingham Forest got 4. And they only had 1 and Everton had 2 or something. I don't know. I think they had 2. If it's 4 points each, or even 6 points each, or whatever, if it's 4 points each, 4 times 115 is a fair amount of points to be deducting in one season. In fact, how much actually is it? It's like 500 and something, right? 460. I'm not very good at maths. So 460 points. So that's already way too many for this season. Would you really want that? I don't know. I'd assume that you'd have to take away as many points as it'll take for them to be completely relegated. So how many points did they win the league by last season? It was 1, and it was like in the 90s something, right? So if we just take away the points from last season, which is 95, 96, should we just say 98? Let's go with 98 points this season. That's probably fair. They won't recover from that at all. There's no way. So if we just say 98 points today is 362 points left over. And then you could do the same, but 115, right, points next season, because Burnley got promoted with 105 points. It's possible for Man City to win all of them. And you'd have to do that again and again until you reach 460. But let's be honest, even if you relegate them into the National League, which probably isn't happening, let's be fair, Man City still have players under contract. Let's be honest, they have them under contract. They can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to play because it's a breach of contract. They would have to play in the National League South, below that, in the bottom of the pyramid, whatever it is, right? They have players on contracts for 5 years, 4 years, whatever it is. They would have to play for them, and I would feel sorry for any team below the Championship even to deal with that, because they're not going to be able to. So it's going to be completely unfair, in my personal opinion at least, to relegate them that far down the league. To even get them in the Championship with the team they got now, it's just not going to be enough. You'd have to relegate them all the way down to the bottom, and it's just going to be absolutely unfair on every other team, because they're just going to blast the league. Even with their youth setup, their stadium, the players that they have currently on contract, the players that they probably are going to get under contracts or whatever, it's just going to blow people out of the water, and it's just going to be absolutely unfair to bring them any lower down the National League South. Even putting them in the National League might be a bit too much for teams, but I guess it's happened with Rangers, right? They got into non-league Scottish football, or League 2 Scottish football, and then just thrashed everyone. I guess that could happen too to Man City, and fair enough, I guess, but I personally believe that I don't think they're going to... I mean, let's be honest. If it turns out that they're guilty from all this thing, right, and they go, oh, we're going to just take points away. Do you know what I think it's just going to happen? They're going to actually, we're going to just join the Super League, the one with Real Madrid, Barcelona, all the Italian sides, PSG. We're just going to join those. I think that's what's going to happen. It's not going to make the one Manchester City fan happy. I mean, it's probably going to be more than that, but, But I genuinely don't think much is going to happen. Maybe points deduction, maybe relegation, and I could be completely wrong, and that's fine. I've been wrong before. But I don't think it's going to be the case. But then even if it is the case, and they get relegated all the way down to whatever it is, right? What are you going to do with all the titles they won? The Premier Leagues, the FA Cups, the Carabao Cups, the UEFA Champions League, the Club World Cup, I think they've probably won. I don't fucking know. The Charity Shields, all that stuff. What's going to happen to those? That's the question that you're going to also have to answer. Would clubs like Tottenham, Arsenal, well, Tottenham 100%, they're going to say yes. But Arsenal, Manchester United, whoever else has finished in those top positions, Liverpool, would you honestly want to win the title like that? I mean, Manchester United fans who are just cunts anyway would probably just say yes. Because let's be honest, they still think they're the best club in England, and they're not even the ninth best club in England. You're shit. You're not even close to being good. But, whatever. Beyond that, and you still kept your manager. What the You should have just sacked him, honestly. Waste of time. But would you want to win a title like that? I mean, Tottenham fans will probably say yes because their trophy cabinet is pretty much dust. It's like, yes, give me that title. Yes, give me that FA Cup. Yes, give me that Carabao Cup. Because let's be honest, Man City, yeah, sure, they've been charged for cheating. Manchester United, Arsenal, teams like that in the Premier League have spent hundreds of millions of pounds, even billions of pounds in the case of Chelsea, to try and win the league, and they've not even come close. It's the fact that Man City's recruitment have been so good, and I guess because Saudi, but the fact that their recruitment has just been better. You could have had all these players. You could have had an Erling Haaland. You could have had a Silva, an Aguero, but no, you didn't get them. Man City got them because they've scouted them, because they've known about them, because they're willing to, I guess, pay a shit ton of money in Erling Haaland's case, although still ridiculously cheap. I mean, to be fair, Manchester United could have got Haaland, but they got Højlund instead. How well did that turn out, huh? How well did that turn out? Dumb recruitment practices. It's basically what it is. Only Aston Villa of recent times have been pretty good with their recruitment. And Brighton. If it wasn't for Brighton, you probably wouldn't have heard of half the people who are now at Chelsea. But, that's beyond the point. I don't think much is going to happen. I think I think every Premier League fan should get it into the head that maybe that's all that's going to come out of it is a fine. Maybe. At minimum, it's going to be not guilty, right? They're going to be found not guilty. Everyone's going to be disappointed. Everyone's going to call them cheaters anyway. But they're going to be found not guilty, and then everyone's going to be disappointed. Or they're going to be found guilty, and all they'll get is a fine. Maybe get relegated. They'll come back up in 2, seasons maybe? I don't know. It's just going to be a mess. And it's just... Maybe the Premier League should have gone into this sooner. Maybe clubs that have gotten relegated because of this should also sue the Premier League. Let's just be honest. If Man City are guilty, the Premier League are also just as guilty for just being completely fucking incompetent. Just absolutely incompetent as fuck. Right? You cannot, honestly, no team can honestly say that they're not incompetent as fuck. You should just sue them beyond all belief. And I believe you would win the case. Because if Man City are guilty, then the Premier League are guilty. We're just being like, we'll just sweep it under the rug and deal with it later, Fuck off, right? You didn't notice this at 2009 when they brought in Robinho? Do you remember that? How shit he was? Or when they brought in Aguero and Tevez and all the other players are like, oh yeah, fine, they brought in... It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous that apparently they just never noticed. It's dumb. It's honestly dumb. And if that's the case, then Jesus Christ. This is why I maintain the Championship is the best league in England. It just is. It's always close. You never 100% know for certain who's going to win. Usually the people who get relegated, although probably not Luton, and definitely not Norwich. How does it feel, Norwich fans, anyway, to have Ipswich in the Premier League, 10 or more places above you? Lol. Go fuck yourself, Norwich, because you're definitely not getting promoted at all. The fact that you lose to Oxford United, who are newly promoted into the Championship, by the way, you lose to them and you want to be Premier League team? No, I'm sorry. You should just sack your manager, get a new manager, and try again, because it's not working. Whatever it is, isn't working. I'm not going to give him any time. You're going to get relegated if you don't do something, and do something now. Sorry, Norwich City fans. You've got no chance in hell. And if I'm wrong, and you do get promoted somehow, I'll stand outside the stadium in the pouring rain begging for forgiveness. It's just not going to happen. Ipswich Town. Oh, I feel sorry for you. You've had a rough start. A really rough start. But you got 2 points on the board. I guess you could be happy with that. Your next game's against Southampton, though. You should be winning that of how badly Southampton have been. You've been not terrible. You've just had much better quality opponents. You've had Man City, you've had Aston Villa, you've had all the hard teams, and you've had 2 draws. Fair play to you, actually. Honestly, fair play to you. Um, People often also say that Leicester are going to win the league. No, that's not happening again. Ever. Man City are too good. And even if we get charged, Arsenal are really not that far behind. They should have got a number 9, though. Arsenal fans, come on. Don't tell me you disagree. You should have got a number 9. I don't know why you haven't got one. It's not like there's not been any available. I guarantee if you just threw, I don't know, a £60 million bid at someone, you probably could have got in Ivan Toney. You know, you could have got in anyone, but you didn't. It's so annoying. Ugh, I don't know what Arsenal is doing. Whatever. I guess they're happy with not having a striker, but you really, really should have got one. Any striker would have been better than no striker. Hell, bring in Højlund if you have to. Although I guarantee Arsenal fans will be deeply upset. Unless they're going to use Sterling, who they got in on loan, as a striker. Maybe they could make that work again. I mean, it is under Arteta, so who knows? But I don't have high hopes. I don't see you winning the league with that, unfortunately. There's a reason Man City were happy to get rid of him. And let's be honest, it kind of showed at Chelsea. So I don't know what you're expecting from him. Tottenham fans, you're going nowhere fast. Have fun. Man United, good luck. You're never going to win the title again. I'm pretty sure you're just not going to win a title for at least 10 or 15 years with how good Arsenal are, at least, and with how good Man City are if they don't get found guilty. You know, they're probably going to be dominating this league. They're going to turn it into the PSG league, which is fine, I guess. Southampton, have fun in the Championship. I think you might have come up a bit too soon. Personally, your business has also been quite bad. I mean, signing Aaron Ramsdale is a decent shout, but you probably should have got a better striker. Let's be honest. And Everton, good luck playing with that new stadium in the Championship. You're not seeing safe. You need to come up with something different because it's not working at all. But in the Championship, apart from Norwich being shit, LOL. I guess Luton being so low down has surprised a lot of people because they're like, oh, they had the good Championship side. It's the same side that brought them up. They've improved on it by getting some Premier League people in and to high quality Championship players, and they've just not clicked for some reason. It's so weird. It's also kind of weird seeing Cardiff at low down, but whatever. I guess it's the thing. Oxford are doing well. The 7th, not too bad, and West Brom. I didn't predict this at the beginning of the season would be first, and they are first, currently unbeaten with 3 other teams, which is Burnley and I believe Middlesbrough. No, is it Middlesbrough? I don't even know. Let me quickly do a Google because I have no clue. How are my team doing? Yep, let's not talk about my team. They're 18th. But yeah, West Brom 0. Blackburn is the one I was thinking of. It has 0, and Sheffield have 0 losses. So 3 teams unbeaten in the Championship, separated by 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 points. And those 3 teams are separated by about 5 points. 2 points between them and West Brom and Blackburn. 5 points between West Brom and Sheffield, but they've all not lost a game, which is nice. Cardiff being bottom, Portsmouth being back in the Championship. It's good to see them back in the Championship. Last time I remember them was when KSI released that video about that Norwegian striker. I can't remember his name, but yeah, it was a really fast Norwegian guy. My favourite team, Millwall. I don't know why we got Neil Harris back, but whatever. I don't think we're ever getting those heights for 8th again, are we? I mean, we're lucky to still be in a fucking stadium, thanks Lewisham Council, but fucking Jesus Christ. Plymouth Argyle under Wayne Rooney somehow have 5 points, despite how badly I think they've been doing. They're actually okay in 16th. I don't know how Plymouth Argyle fans feel about Wayne Rooney, but I don't think he can inspire much, considering that his former team are currently way further up of Derby County in 8th, which is kind of impressive. Leeds being 9th is surprising, considering they have Daniel Farker. Maybe it's just Norwich was his team, you know? Maybe he should just go back to Norwich, because that was his team to get promoted, and then he just didn't do well in the Premiership, because Norwich never backed them, because they're just shit owners. in League One, the big match, as we're recording this today, is Birmingham City versus Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds versus other dude. Ryan Reynolds and the other dude, Rob, against American football dudes. Guy, I don't even know his name. Birmingham City guy. What's his name? Um, I don't know. Birmingham City owner guy. Oh, Tom Brady. That's the guy. Tom Brady is an American footballer who. Come on, let's stop calling it American football. They don't really use their feet. It's American hand egg. Let's just call it that. We invented football. Football's our thing. Even though we did call it association football, and it's where you got soccer from. We called it football for many years. The rest of the world calls it football for us. You're literally the only ones to call it soccer. Just get in line with the rest of the world, please. I mean, I know you're big and have guns and everything, but you're fucking dumb. Um, let's just say that. But yeah, Birmingham versus Wrexham, where Birmingham has spent £15 million on a striker. Oh wow, a bit more than 15 million. Uh, yeah, a lot more than 15 million. It's like 14 million. So I'm a little bit over exaggerating, but yeah, they spent a fair amount of money, or 17 million even, on Jay Stansfield for Fulham. How they have 17 million, I don't know, because they had financial troubles last season. I guess because Dortmund sold Bellingham after they bought him from Birmingham to Real Madrid for hundreds of millions. Maybe that gave them some money. I don't know how much money, but I guess 17 million at least. I mean, I guess they also sold £5 million of John James to Rennes, but apart from that, so what? I guess they spent also 4 million on Christoph Clara from Darmstadt and Willem for Williamson. Great name. From Go Ahead Eagles, which, fair, and Ben Davis from Known and Gardner Nicholson. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Wrexham haven't signed people. They signed on Conquo, the Arsenal goalkeeper, ex-Arsenal goalkeeper, youth goalkeeper, and some other people. But they'll be fine. They'll both probably get promoted and be in the Championship. I'll be kind of looking forward to seeing Wrexham Stadium in the Championship. That'll look nice. Haven't seen them in the Championship for a while. I mean, to be fair, I hadn't seen Oxford in the Championship in a while. I mean, the last time I remember them in the Championship, they were sponsored by Wang, a computer company, which is always funny to see players wearing football shirts that literally just say Wang on it. Hopefully it was never floppy. But, I mean, to be fair, back then it would have been, right? It would have been 16-inch floppy disk. Probably. Who knows? But yeah, that's still football. That's all the football we'll talk about. Don't worry. Manchester United are still dumb. About gaming, because I guess this is a gaming podcast. I have no idea what this sort of podcast is. It's just a random shit podcast. About the gaming, I guess we'll go with the recent thing that Concord, made by some developers, I don't even know, released and then got taken down within a few weeks, which is hilarious because they spent millions of pounds, tens of millions of pounds. I think it was like 15 or 18 million dollars even, sorry, not pounds, just to have like a few thousand people play it. So a few thousand people bought it at like 50 quid or whatever it was retailing at over here. There's like 1,000 people, 2,000 people. They're like, oh yeah, maybe we should have advertised this. They never did, I don't think. I never once saw an advert for it. And then they expected people to just buy it. It didn't do well. Not many people bought it. When they closed down the servers on the final day, everyone decided to just kill themselves by jumping off buildings to get some achievements, to have all the achievements of, people who collect all the achievements. I kind of wish I played it. I kind of wanted to do it. I think my friend worked on it. Bethany, did you work on it? I can't remember. I'll have to look through your tweets. Probably you did. Maybe future me, you can edit in if they did or not. Did they? Cool, I guess. Yeah, that was fun. Other gaming news, I've gotten back into Minecraft because I've been reminiscing in old videos that I've done. Apparently 10 years ago I did some Minecraft videos, which was with DeHaze, I have still no idea how you pronounce the name, I'm so sorry. And James. Oh, what was your name? James something. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. Memory is not my forte. Um, we did that. I got back into Minecraft and built a huge Rubik's Cube, which I think you might have seen on my YouTube channel, if not on my TikTok. Um, I built that, which is the first build I've done in about 5 years, and that was all by hand. I didn't do world edit, unlike all the stuff on server 1, the creativefun.net server. That was all by hand. I was like, as I needed to get back into it, I needed to do something, right? I was like, I could build a castle, done most of those. I could build a farm, I've done that before. I could build an IT thing, we've done that. That was a build edit, I think. I can't remember. But I never actually physically built something big. I had people help me do stuff on server 1 on the creativefun.net server, or play.creativefun.net server. But I wanted to build something myself, and I did server 3, and I built stuff myself. And I was just like, okay, what would be cool? A Rubik's Cube would be cool. That's probably been done, but we'll do a weird illusion where we have 1 by 1 cube, a 10 by 10 cube, and then a 100 by 100 cube. It turns out the plots are 508 by 508 by 350 up. So we couldn't do a 500 by 500 by 500 cube. We could only do a 300 by 300 by 300 cube, which wouldn't look the same. And I wanted to do the thing with 1 by 1, 10 by 10, 100 by 100, and 1,000 by 1,000. But I need to find a server or something, or somewhere that'll allow me to do that, which would be kind of funny, because you'll just get cube, cube, it'd be small cube, slightly bigger cube, massive cube, or big cube, massive cube, or just all hidden behind each other. And it'd just be really funny and a cool visual, I think. But I need to find somewhere that does that. If you have a server, let me know, and I can come on there, but that'll be fine. Apart from that, I've also wanted to do some more TikToks. I've been in Norwich City, just to do some few TikToks. I've been doing that. I didn't think I'd be enjoying doing that, but I have been enjoying doing that. It's just kind of me being silly, and the fact that I can have a bit of silly fun and record it and put it on TikTok and get away with it, is kind of enjoyable doing that. Honestly, I'm kind of a silly person, so just hopefully it comes across a little bit, just a bit of my silly side, because I don't think I can 100% be silly on YouTube. I have to be somewhat good, even though I'm not good. I'm kind of a bit average. I'm probably below average, let's be honest. But yeah, it's just been fun, and I've just been enjoying it. And every now and then I just see something silly and go, oh, I can make a little shitty joke about that, and it's blown up. I've even done songs from Suno, the AI generation thing, and done, instead of doing the whole lyric thing which I originally did, which is just lazy. I thought, you know what'd be cool? I could do the song and then do some visuals for the song, like actually record my own shit to go along with it. So like the Minecraft song, I did all that. That was quite fun. I spawned at a spot. I was looking at a village and I found 2 of them in a row. So that was really nice. Weirdly placed. I got out about 30 minutes of footage and edited it down to what you see. I also did the GTA one, which was on GTA. Went to my nightclub, which is mine. The one in the casino, which is what you see at the beginning and end. And I drove my car around, which was one of my... I can't remember what they're called on GTA, but it's basically the the Nissan Skyline, basically. I can't remember what it's called in GTA, but yeah, that was kind of fun. I really enjoyed doing that, seeing people explode. I wish I caught that, but that would have been great. Or someone flying above me during the time. I wish I caught that, but my recording software just failed, and I just couldn't get it, which is fine. But yeah, it's been kind of fun to do that. I kind of need more ideas of what to do. I have a few of them in the bank, but I need to get the games, which is fine, because I got a few more ideas about Minecraft, which is fine. And I've got a few ideas about other games that I have, but I think I need to get some more games, because I've not got a lot, and do some more. But yeah, it's been kind of fun and silly. YouTube Shorts just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like you can be as silly on there for some reason. It may be just like a weird pseudo thing, but it's like it just feels like you should be a little bit more serious. Like, not much more, but a little bit more, and it's just not it's like a weirder vibe. If you want to say it's just vibes, right? And I go on TikTok and I've just been enjoying it. So it's also got a new phone. I was like, I'll do it on my Pixel, right? I'll see if it's any good, and it's been fine, right? It's been pretty good, and yeah, I've just been enjoying it. Going to Norwich to film a lot of stuff because I knew there was an abandoned railway line in Helston that I wanted to visit. That was quite cool. It was a good old walk too. I like doing walks every now and then. It's kind of nice, kind of peaceful, kind of tranquil, out of the way. Not many people use it. More people should use it. It's got a nature reserve there. That's kind of nice, kind of vibey, kind of chill. I like it there. I was also doing a new series, or trying to do a new series. I keep getting interrupted by people. I was going to Carrow Road in Norwich, just near the riverside, to do former football stadiums, because I think that's got some interesting things behind it. Like, I'm always interested in football and history of football, including including those pricks up north of Millwall, Cough. But yeah, I find them very interesting, and I found the old nest, not the current nest, which is near the airport. Not allowed to film around there, by the way, which is fine, because I guess it's the ladies' team, effectively. They're not allowed in the big stadium unless it's against Ipswich. They're only allowed in their shitty little crap stadium near the airport where they can't hear each other because planes fly overhead to land at Norwich Airport. But it's fine. I've been there. It's okay. And yeah, the old nest is literally now just some housing estate. And I tried to find the center circle, which apparently there was a photo of like on Google Maps at least, there was a photo of a statue that had been placed to mark out the center circle. I couldn't find it on the day. It wasn't there. I went everywhere around there. I even asked someone, I was like, it's just not there anymore. I'm like, oh, that's a shame. At least I couldn't see it. Or maybe I went into the wrong part, but yeah, I'll have to find some like online videos of that. It's a cool history behind it. It basically looked like it was in a quay, because a quarry even, sorry, because it was. I then got incredibly thirsty. And there used to be a pound there near the riverside, shut down, which is weird because I don't know why it was shut down. So I went to B&M. There's a B&M there. It's on my TikTok. You can see this on my TikTok if you wanted to. But this is where I caught this picture. So it's the Norwich B&M, which is at Riverside, Norwich. There is actually another one somewhere else, so I don't really give a shit. But the B&M Riverside. Inside there's like an entrance and an exit. So you go through the entrance, there's double doors. You go through the entrance, you go around, and you immediately get thrown in your face with some, in quotation marks, special buys. Buy now before it's gone. That sort of horseshit. The crap no one wants. You get to that aisle first. And it's like, immediately after that, you go around the corner, there's some fridges full of food, and there's some more of those special buys. Get now before it's gone. It's just a load of shit that no one ever wants, but people buy it because apparently it's cheap, in quotation mark, even though it's probably always been the price, right? You go down there, opposite the fridge there's like a middle aisle that goes all the way down the store. You can go through the middle aisle and get to the store that was next to it, which I don't remember what that was, but it was another store at some point. But if you go down that aisle, the middle aisle, and you turn right down there, or you can go all the way down the first aisle, turn left, and turn left again. But if you go down that second aisle, on the right of the middle aisle, and go pretty much half the way down, I think. Yeah, half the way down on the left-hand side, there's a sweet aisle, candy aisle, whatever you want to call it. And down there somewhere, and I'll show you a picture of it now, was some Cosby nuts. Oh, God. And it's definitely 100% right. By the picture, and you could probably disagree with me if you want, but you can't argue against it. It does look like it's aimed at kids, right? 100%. You can't say it isn't. At all, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, does B&M not know who Bill Cosby is? Do the people who make this not know who Bill Cosby is? Because seriously, this is the worst thing to bring out ever. Right? And apparently the people who make it is someone called Eyebolt Products, right? Who I don't even know where they're from. But they're literally called Eyebolt Products from the Cosby Group. Now, if you're that company and you're listening to this, for the for just the sheer will of anything, change your fucking name, right? Oh my god. And like I said, do you really want kids to gobble on Cosby's nuts? Do you honestly really want that? Because it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. And how B&M are allowing that, I have no idea. Please do your research. Please, either of you, search Bill Cosby. Find out what he's done and find out why it's hilariously inappropriate to aim chocolate covered nuts at kids and call it Cosby nuts. It's just hilarious. It's honestly, what the fuck are we doing? Oh lord, wow. Oh dear, it's so lucky that I've been here for the part. I'm here, right? I mean, there's last before that, we'll go through the couple of months I've been around. Um, so before that, we got caught up by the Pride March in summer. It's always fun to go to a Pride March. It's always chill, always vibes, always really nice songs. 90s songs, always just ugh. I don't know what's about 90s songs. It's just like, oh, they're so good. Mainly because my favorite band's The Prodigy, and they have some banging 90s songs, right? They have some banging songs in general. Rest in peace, Keith Flint. But shame really. But it's just you hear Pet Shop Boys, like, oh, I haven't heard Pet Shop Boys in a while. You hear, I guess it's the YMCA song that's not so good, but you get like Kraftwerk was playing at one point. It's like, oh wow, I haven't heard Kraftwerk in ages. I mean, they're an 80s band, but I've not heard them in ages. It's like Depeche Mode. You get some really nice songs. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm actually gay. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I definitely know I'm bisexual. Gay? Not sure. But I have a few friends who are, and actually a few friends who are lesbian too. And for some reason, they all confide in me. So I'm just like, okay, cool. Am I just the emotional support human? Maybe. I'm not very good at emotions. I seem to make a joke out of everything, and it's no joke either. That I genuinely, when my friend came out as gay, I was like, oh, so how's Narnia? And he was like, oh, for fuck's sake, and just burst out laughing. And I was like, that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, sorry, that must have sounded so inappropriate. But he knows me, and he knew I did not mean any offense. So it's like, just like, that was my first instinct. So I was like, I'll make him laugh. Do that. And it's just like, oh, so inappropriate. And I apologise. He's like, no, I found that funny. That's hilarious. It's the first good response I've heard about that all day. It's like, oh, cool. What was it? Well, blah, blah, blah. How's the parents? It's like, that's the first time anyone's cracked a joke. And I'm thinking, that's cool. Just be normal. Be you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I don't feel so guilty now. But it's just like, oh. When he said that, I was like, cool. But you know what? I can just have fun with it. And I do. We poke fun of each other. And it's just our thing. And he laughs, I laugh. It's no insults are actually thrown. We could take a joke, right? We could take a joke. It's just the people who don't and think that everything's offensive. Oh, look at this apple. Oh, don't say apple. That's offensive. Just snowflakes. Grow the fuck up. Grow a set, I guess. Whatever that set is, grow it. Because you clearly haven't grown up and gone across humour. And it's just like, we're just there, right? We're just chilling, vibing. We're not actually going in the thing, even though they wanted me to go into it. I was like, I mean, to be fair, I was also nursing a really bad knee injury. So I was like, I really shouldn't be walking, right? I shouldn't be walking. You're lucky to drag me out here without crutches. I shouldn't be even without crutches, but whatever. And because I wasn't quite ready. I mean, they said I could get off them at any point, but I was like, it's kind of just not right today. It had one of those days where it just didn't feel right, and I should have gone out on them. And I was like, I'll be in pain if I go into it, but I'll be there supporting you on the sideline. We'll walk through it. Obviously, all the things, all vibes, all cool. And then some gimps walk past. And I'm thinking, wait, isn't the whole thing about LGBTQ pride marches, right, to be normal, to normalize sexuality, right? I mean, sure, marches alone and not a normal thing, normal, relation. They say normal relationships being straight relationships, right? They say that as normal for people, but it's not. But any relationship's normal. But let's just say that a stereotypical female-male relationship, right? is the typical one that people go to. Oh, you don't see them doing it much. Yes, because it'll just be funeral music and people just miserable. It's just not going to be fun. No vibes. But yeah, it's just some gimps. No joke either. Full leather mask, full leather suit, weird shoes. I can't even describe the shoes. They're like shoes that the best way I can basically describe it made them look like if they had their feet pointed straight down. And I don't know what that's called. There's probably a name for it. I don't know that name. I'm not cultured enough, okay? I'll admit that now. I'm a fucking nerd. I don't know anything about any of that. But whatever those shoes are called, it's just pointing their feet straight down. I'm thinking, is that normal? Have I missed out on something over the years? Is gimps normal now? Maybe. And then some furries walk past. I go, that's... Where is that tail? I don't want to know where that tail's going, but I also want to know where that tail's going. Like, I'm just thinking, is that normal? I don't know. I mean, who knows what normal is anymore? Maybe it is, and I'm just far behind the times, and that's fair. I mean, I still like Depeche Mode and Prodigy, so who knows? I'm very far behind the times. I'm stuck in the 90s, apparently. Even though I was born in the 90s. I was just like, is that really normal? It's so weird, because the first thing I heard was a kid saying, Mummy, Daddy, what are they doing to that man that's on the floor? And they had to... I'm thinking... I looked at them, I was like, good luck. You have to explain to them what a gimp is, or what furries are, or what any of this sexual stuff is. What is the point? Why are you bringing kink into this? It shouldn't be kinky at all. My microphone keeps falling down on my stand. If you keep hearing noises, that's that. Why? It just shouldn't be a thing. Oh, it's so annoying to see that as well. It's like, yeah, I want gay relationships and lesbian relationships, or whatever relationships it is, to be normalized. It should be, right? 100%. Nothing against it. But the fact that you bring gimps, furries, and people in weird high heels out, and you want people to treat you as normal, you're not helping yourselves at all. And even my gay friends like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, are we at a furry convention or a kink convention? I didn't realize. Do you want to call me daddy? Does that help? Again, laughter. But maybe I shouldn't have said that, because it was like, yes, daddy. And I'm like, don't actually do that. For fuck's sake. That's weird. But yeah, it's just so weird. I don't get it. And it's sort of like people wearing a collar that said, I'm a slut. And I'm thinking, good for you. But now the kids now have to know what sluts are. Just... If you want to be a slut, if you want to be kinky, nothing against that. Keep it private, though. You don't... Maybe I'm wrong. Do whatever, I guess. But it's just... keep it a bit more private than that. For fuck's sake. You're not helping the cause. Any way, shape, or form. It's just super annoying. You know... People are trying to have fun. The kids are there supporting their friends, their family members, whatever it is, or even in the march themselves, because they're questioning themselves too. They're at the age where they're questioning themselves, and that's fair. I think we've all had that age where we question ourselves whether we actually even want to be in a relationship with a girl, a guy, whatever it is. A helicopter, I guess, whatever identity you go across as. Who knows what identities are out there now? I've lost track at 568, but yeah, it's just who knows? And you see that. How are you meant to react to that? I mean, as someone who loves to just I can't explain it. It just shouldn't be there. It just seems so out of place. Leave your kinks at home, I guess. And unless, I don't know, you want someone really desperately to know you're a slut or a gimp or a furry or whatever it is, and you want the attention, then whatever. But don't blame me if you get arrested for it. But Jesus Christ, it's so weird. But let's move on from that, because we'll go on to the day where I had a few days ago trying to record stuff for the former football teams to get like just general shots of Norwich with my phone, just to get the shots of the market, some of the city hall, which looks nice, the forum, which looks nice. Um, some shots of the Norwich city, just to say, hey, this is Norwich city, including the sign that just says, hey, Norwich, a fine city. Which which I just took, Norwich, it's fine. And then I just immediately imagined that meme of that guy that just sits in the fire and goes, this is fine. This is fine. That's what I imagined Norwich would be. It's actually fine. There's nothing really to brag about. I mean, you advertise Stephen Fry and the guy who plays the Radio Norfolk guy, who the fuck is his name? Alan Partridge, who are not either of them from Norfolk or even Norwich. But, whatever. Good for you, I guess. But I was walking through there just to take some shots. And I was like, oh, they have a market. Cool. I'll go pay that visit. I like good markets. I grew up around near Spittersfield and Bermondsey Market and Peckham, and the Blue Market down near South, what's it called? Southwark Road, I think. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I've grown up around good markets. Spitalfields, Stratford Market's pretty good when they had one in the old shopping centre. Their new shopping centre's fucking huge. I got lost in there a few times. Pretty remarkable, that place too. Unfortunately, there's my hated team around there. I've been also to a lot of it. We'll get to that. But yeah, I went to the market. I always interested in markets. And going past there, going towards the market from the bus station, if people know where the bus station, which apparently looks like a boat. I don't think it does. It's also incredibly badly designed. You can't fit two buses through there, but it looks things. It's incredibly tight. Maybe they should build a new one where they're knocking down that building that's opposite it. They should build a new bus station a bit wider. But yeah, walking towards the market from there, I went past a lychee shop or an iced tea shop, whatever it's called. I don't even know. But near there was a Reform UK protest. Oh god, those guys are annoying because they're all completely misinformed. Who are going on about immigration and how it's bad and how it's costing people jobs. It's not. Let's be honest. They're only taking the jobs that you guys don't want to do, like becoming a binman, being a hospital worker, being a cleaner, whatever it is they do, farmer. Do you want those jobs? Clearly not, because you're there reforming UK. But I'm going to say to the one guy who was holding the sign, do you have to hold it out like you're a Nazi? I mean, I know you guys are, but do you have to make it so obvious, right? It's just, no. Just do some research, because if it wasn't for immigration, I'm pretty sure this country wouldn't exist right now. Like, just factually speaking, we had immigrants coming over from around the world, India, Sri Lanka, Jamaica, all those places, just to fight for us in World War II, right? We wouldn't be here without immigrants, or even half the people that come over here, right? Just leave them be. They're fine. Just do some research, okay? And then, about no word of a lie, 10 to 15 steps beyond them, there was the anti-immigration protest, or whatever they're called, the not far-right protest, the far-left protest, I guess? I don't know, but the people who support immigration, and fair play to them. And it was supported by, there's maybe 5-10 people of Reform UK, and a bunch more of the non-Reform UK people, and it's maybe 10 or so police officers between them, maybe 20. I didn't exactly count. One of them I knew. Hello, if you're listening. I doubt you are, because you're not really interested in YouTube. But I was just thinking, well, you drew the short straw, didn't you? You have to cover this. You could have been solving, actual good crimes, and now you have to cover this. It's just sad. But yeah, I was I have chosen the wrong day to go to this market. And most of the stuff there was shut anyway. I didn't realise it wasn't open on a Saturday. Or most of the stuff isn't open on a Saturday. Why not? That's going to be your busiest day. Spittersfield's open on a fucking Saturday. Fucking, all the London markets are open on a Saturday. Even Borough, right? Just open on a Saturday. It's going to be a busy day. Oh, ridiculous. But, yeah, apart from that, what was I saying earlier about visiting Stratford? Yeah, so, okay. the places I've been on a lot of adventures since my mum passed away, and I was just like, I've promised to travel around a bit and just to go out a lot more because I basically looked after her and took care of her illnesses and her medication, and she was incredibly ill. Like, both mentally, she had mental illnesses, she had schizophrenia and all the stuff that comes along with that, which was always a nightmare. Dealt with that as a kid, since I was 8 years old, and then she passed, which is not fun. But that was only last year. That was not great. But yeah, still dealing with that. Haven't really gotten over it, but at the same time, I have. Kind of hard to explain. It's just weird. But after all that, I went back to London just to go back to basically everything I knew, and I was just like, oh wow, a lot has changed since the last time I've been there. And I was just like, oh man, because I hadn't been there since whenever New Japan came in for Royal Crest at Alexandra Palace. That wasn't long ago. I was like, oh, so much has changed. Like, things are built there to a rapid pace, like really rapidly. It's like 1 month, nothing. Next month, tower block. In Norwich, however, there's a place called Haymarket. There's a McDonald's there. There has been building works for some stairs going on for nearly 2 fucking years. You know, like, does it take 2 years? Oh, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's so much has changed. Like, I was visiting Copperbox, I was going around that sort of area, checking Dalston, thinking, oh, I haven't been here since I was a kid. Haven't been to Stratford since I was a kid. Visited there. Yeah, no, I haven't been to Stratford since I was a kid. You're right at that. I'm thinking I have never been to Stratford City because that was a recent thing. I never went to the Olympic Park because that's also been a recent thing. I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's a shame there's a shitty team playing here, but it's really cool. At the cover box, going straight over the bridge near the cover box and going towards what's the station that's there on the overground, that station, whatever it's called. Let me have a quick look because I can't remember that station name. I'm usually really good at public transport as well. Such a nerd. Oh god, I can literally tell you how to get from point A to point B, but I can't remember the station name. Oh, so whatever. But yeah, the station was one stop after Stratford, so it would have been Hackney Wick. So Hackney Wick is where I was going because I was heading towards Dalston, and I was like, I can get off at Dalston Kingsland and just walk down the high street, whatever. And it's like, wow, so much has changed around here. It's like, I don't remember this being a thing. There's art on this building now. Never remembered that being a thing. I was like, maybe it was, and I just don't remember it properly. Oh, God, so many memories. And I was just like, cool. I was like, I could have headed on the DLR. I tried that, went from Stratford to... Because I like visited Dalston, came back to Stratford, went down to DLR, got the front seat, which is really nice. Went down towards Woolwich via the bit that goes past the Jubilee line. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Got the front seat. You never get the front seat on there. Went towards the XL for the cable car because I've never been on that. I was like, oh, I'll go on that. That's quite nice, even though there's no one on it. Very pricey. And then got off at North Greenwich. Got on a Thames Clipper because I always loved those things as a kid when I was younger. And they're still very comfortable. It's a really nice way to get into the city. Got off at London Bridge, not Tower Bridge, even though I could have got off at Tower Bridge and it would have been fine. But I got off at London Bridge, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Went to Borough Market. That's nice. It was under construction when I was there, which is not so nice. So a lot of the things were shut. But hopefully by the time this goes out, it would be open. Question mark? I don't know. Visited some other places like Croydon, which I went to as a kid because I lived around Bermondsey, which is where I grew up. We visited all over London with Dad when he was around, but yeah. Yeah, went to Croydon because I always liked taking the trams as a kid. As when I was younger as well. It's like, I used to love taking these. Don't know why. I couldn't explain it. I guess I'm autistic in some way, but I don't know. I never got tested. I don't care. I don't really care much. But it's just like, yeah, I'll take that. I'll go over to Croydon, have a look round. A lot has changed there. Apparently there's a Roblox game on it. I'm thinking, why? It's a shithole. I don't remember it being so bad, but it's a shithole. Why is there a game on it? Who actually cares? I'm like, I'll have a look, and I recorded a TikTok on there, so I guess I liked it. So whatever. Also felt weird going on there, but I guess it said for all ages, so why not? I guess I'm never going on there again. But fair play. There's a black and pink bus. I don't remember those being in Norwich, but well, not in Norwich, in London. I don't think they have black and pink buses. They have Uno buses, like north of London, but I don't remember them being a thing in south of London. But there we are. The London Underground's got new lines. Went to Battersea Power Station. Always fun, especially when the announcements come up. The next station is Battersea Power Station. You're like, oh, how many times do you want to say station in one go? So funny. It's weird. Why did they call it this? Is it Battersea Power Station? Or is it Battersea Power Station? Or is it Station Power Station? Who knows? It's fucking weird. But yeah, it's annoying. And I also got lucky to actually see an old Heritage London Underground that day. It's like on a Met line or something like that. It's like a weird Met line train. It's just like weird old train, like the ones you used to get on the Isle of Man, Isle of Wight even. If anyone knows those, I'm talking like people should actually 100% know those, but yeah, the Isle of Wight's cool. And then I also visited for the first time Milton Keynes, because I was like, I wanted to visit the Red Bull factory, and I never got there because I got fucking lost. Because it's not very 100% clear where you go from there. I went to get to Bletchley, and I went to the wrong part of Bletchley. But I had to go through Milton Keynes to get there. So I had time to visit the shopping centre that's there. That's fucking huge. I was like, okay, this is big. Does it need to be this big for a town? Whatever. Visited MK Dons to do the story of Wimbledon and MK Dons, and visit their old stadium as well. So it's like, there are purposes to me visiting those places. As I do former football stadiums, I've been trying to record as much as I could. I didn't get any shots of the Milton Keynes Stadium. I need to go back and do that at some point. I just don't have the time. I got the shots of the Wimbledon Stadium because I've spent loads of time in London, and I know where that is. It's pretty easy to find, which is nice. Other things, I visited some board game cafes I was in London. There's one in Dalston. There's one in Waterloo. That one's actually, I don't know. Is the one in Dalston quieter or the one in Waterloo? It depends on the day. I'd suggest go to either of them. They're quite fun. Drafts, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of them. They're kind of fun. Apparently there was a YouTube channel there at some point. I've never heard of them, but there we are. Apparently it was NRB. No rolls barred. Cool, I guess. Apparently there's a city of WrestleTalk, who I have heard of, so apparently I'm just an idiot and have been living under a rock. I've been living under the Dwayne Johnson. It's a terrible joke, I'm sorry. But yeah, I've also been trying to get my stand-up comedy things going again, because I used to do that for a bit. It's like, it was kind of fun to do jokes. A lot of them I don't think I can say again without someone getting offended, and I'd rather not. I usually come up with new ones, and I don't like to say the same joke twice. So if you hear a joke once, that's it. You're not going to get it from me again. Because, like, why would you want to hear the same jokes over and over again? It's just boring as fuck. And I can be funny. I've often wanted to try and get to do, like, collaborative stuff. I want to go backwards to Jays and James, who I'm pretty sure I've mispronounced that when I used to do Minecraft videos 10 years ago. I wanted to go back to try and do something with them. I don't know if they're still around. I should really get in contact with some people. Maybe if some people want to do collaborative stuff with me, get in touch, I guess. We'll do some stuff. Why not? I can try and be more funny, I guess. But yeah, it's like, I was watching WrestleTalk, and I was thinking, oh, Sullivan's pretty cool. You'll not be really funny. Because I know there's a bus company north of London called Sullivan, or at least used to be a company called Sullivan, because I don't think they're a thing anymore. But there used to be a company called Sullivan Buses, and I was like, oh, it would be really kind of funny if I just said, I'd like to come on Sullivan, and then go ask for a single ticket to wherever they went to, and I was like, yeah, that would have been really funny, and just send it to Sullivan, and I think he would have laughed. But unfortunately, I don't think they're a thing anymore, so that's sad. So I had a day in Colchester as well, where I took a picture of the Sullivan buses. I say I took the picture. It's actually someone else's picture. But they were similar buses there, and they were called Chambers, and I did that joke instead. You can figure out that joke. It's on TikTok. I've been doing TikTok.